What is up, Alfonso Nation? It is your President, Commander-in-Chief, your boy, your buddy, your pal, your amigo, Alfonso Peterman. I am here today to analyze, is that the word? I don't know. But I'm here to examine this Transformers 4 Age of Extinction theatrical trailer. I'm here to do a review to this trailer because I watched it, I reacted to it, and I was a lot more excited than I looked. If you didn't see my reaction and you want to see it, it's in the description box below, so click that link and it'll take you to it. This trailer really made me pumped up, and especially the ending of this trailer, which I'm going to get to at the ending of the video. It really pumped me. It really got me ready for this movie, and I'm very excited. So I'm here to analyze, if that's even a word, but analyze this trailer. So here we are. So let's begin. First, you start off and you see this. It's like a hidden laboratory in which they conduct experiments in which they begin to start constructing Transformers. Remember when I said in the previous updates, I said that the government is going to be controlling the Transformers. Galvatron will be controlled by the government, and the government is going to be creating Transformers called Avatrons, and these Avatrons are going to be controlled by these government officials in operating chairs. So it continues, and you begin to see this robot structure laying on this flat, hard bed, and you see one of like a government analyst just looking at him, and look like he's doing something.
This is the greatest advance in modern physics since the splitting of the atom.
And so when I looked at that, I was like, okay, it must be like just a normal Avatron. But when I looked at it, because it was filmed at an angle, I looked at the face of the robot. I was like, oh, that is Galvatron. So you see Galvatron, he's laying there, he's not alive, he's not even finished. I think just the chest area and the torso, just that was created. And the head, obviously. But there was no arms or legs as far as I've seen. Because if that was the case, the bed that he was laying on would be a lot bigger. But you do see them constructing Transformers. The scene changes and you see the handprint, and the guy scans his hand, and it's like a glass scanner, and it's like a circle around the hand technology. And when he scans his hand, this white ball begins to emerge from the compartment of the table. And when I saw that, what it reminded me of is this movie is going to be set to where technology is far more advanced than how we are today. This is like futuristic technology here. This is technology that we may see in reality in the future, maybe in 2028 or something, or 2096. So we see that, and then the scene changes, and then we see the government official, and he is like, I'm not gonna say levitating, but he's controlling this nanotechnology with his hand, and he begins to do tricks with it. And it's real cool. That shows you again, technology is far more advanced. So the scene changes to a really surprising scene where you see this Lamborghini Aventador driving up, and it's it's all cool, just driving up. I'm thinking somebody's in the car, driving it literally. I'm thinking somebody's in there like Mark Wahlberg, but I forgot that the Lamborghini was locked down, and then it begins to transform. So yeah, lockdown, drives up, transforms and everything, and then it changes, and then you see the guy again, he goes, it's what they're made of.
It's what they're made of.
The scene changes again, and you see Optimus Prime, the rusty truck that we saw in the teaser trailer.
Bring it up! All the way!
So you got Mark Wahlberg towing the Optimus Prime truck up, and then you got Dad, stop spending money on junk.
Dad, you can't keep spending money on junk.
Nicola Peltz is telling her dad. And so you got the government officials coming up, just like in the teaser trailer. I'm gonna ask you this once. Where is Optimus Prime?
I'm gonna ask you this once. Where is Optimus Prime?
And so Optimus Prime jumps out of the garage, starts shooting. So the scene changes, and you see Optimus driving up in this what looks like a desert. It looks like Jasper, Nevada, to be honest with you. Just like in Transformers Prime, you know how the scene looked with the big rock structure standing up, and one of those big rock structures was actually the Autobot base in the skies, as you know. So that scene reminded me of Transformers Prime when I saw it. And so it zooms in and Optimus is driving up. And he's like in this desert. He's all alone. He has nobody with him. No Decepticons, no Autobots. It's just him and his mind. And it's a very emotional, very, like, you know, this is a very, it means something. I know it does. But yeah, he's driving up and then he stops and then he transforms. Optimus Prime's transformation. I gotta elaborate. Oh, the way he transforms is phenomenal. It's so smooth and it's not ragged. It's real smooth. It's real clean. His arms pops out of the side and then he stands up and then he goes, wow, and then you see the two panels. I'm like, that was the bomb. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Optimus Prime, that was a bomb.com transformation, Optimus. And so he begins to say, after all we have done, the humans are hunting us. Something like that.
After all we have done, humans are hunting us.
So, and like I said in my reaction, I knew he was mad. After everything we done for y'all, we fought the Decepticons, we busted our butts, and we are being attacked by you? You serious? We're trying to help you? And you come against the ally? I mean, what kind of mess? That's not sitting right with Optimus Prime. And so the scene changes, you see Lockdown, he's walking up, that's a teaser trailer, a snippet.
But I fear we are all targets now.
And then you begin to see an up close of him walking up, then you begin to see the government officials going, oh, what is that, or who is that, or whatever.
What is that?
So the scene changes, and Optimus Prime, you know how when he, like in the Super Bowl teaser, he goes, ooh. Well, there's a longer version in which he goes, ooh, and then in his face shield, shing, and it comes on. I was like, whoa. And I love the way his face shield comes on. It's not just it's not the basic. It's like, it's a whole lot of parts and a whole lot of components cooking together and all that stuff, and it looks real cool. And I would actually much prefer that one than the standard, but that's just me. You know, I like new and improved. So the scene changes, and of course Lockdown shoots Optimus Prime. And what surprised me about that scene is that I didn't see the extended version in which Optimus Prime fell to the ground. You would think that they would have put that in there, since that was in one of the Hong Kong TV screenings in which they showed it. So the scene changes, you see Nicola Peltz, she's yelling, help me, get me out of here, rescue me, I'm in trouble, and I think a car's on top of her, so she's hanging out of the trunk of a car. And then the scene changes and you see a whole bunch of debris going towards Mark Wahlberg, and they're running and they're going, faster! Why are they saying faster? And why is so much debris? I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think Nicola Peltz was kidnapped. Lockdown grabbed her, brought her into his ship, and as the ship was getting ready for departure, because as you know, like when the ship is leaving, it might blow some smoke and it might shoot some debris, and Mark is running, trying to get his daughter, faster! And then there's debris, because the thing is leaving and he has to run, and he's running fast. I don't think he's gonna make it, but he probably does. I don't know. I never saw the movie. It's coming up next month, okay? But yeah, he's running up, and he's like, faster! So I think he's trying to get to that ship. He's trying to get to his girl. So the scene changes, and you begin to see the overview of Earth, and you begin to see tons of Decepticon ships. And I like how the structure is like a big disc, and it has like a point, and it's headed towards Earth. And then it backs up, and then there's even more. I was like, man, they're really trying to bring Extinction. So you begin to hear the narration of this B-roll, and it's Optimus Prime saying, "This is not war. It's human extinction." I was like, dang! That's how bad it's gonna be. We basically saying, okay, there's so much of them and so little of us. This is not even the war, because they'll take us over. This is human extinction. The human extinction is coming. That's what he's basically saying. We can't fight all these guys. We're what, 6, 7, maybe 10, well, including the Dinobots, probably like 10 or 11 Autobots. And there's thousands of Decepticons. This is not war. Because war is it's a challenge versus a challenge, creating a conflict. This is not war, because we're not able enough to stand against all these thousands of Decepticons. This is human extinction, because they're coming and they're not playing. So the scene changes, and then you begin to see one of the Decepticon ships flying over the Great Wall of China. Remember when they were filming at the Great Wall of China, but there were no explosions? Well, that's what they were doing. One of those scenes is the Decepticon ship flying over the Great Wall. Scene changes again, and then you see Lockdown's ship, and then the bottom of it begins to open, and it begins to suck up a lot of stuff.
It's human extinction.
And also you begin to see this giant ferry, this giant boat, and it falls from the skies. So you know that is Lockdown's doing, and the thing just falls, boom, right smack dab on Optimus and Bumblebee. And I was looking at that, and I was like, whoa, but it happened so fast, and then the scene changes, and then you begin to see Optimus and Bumblebee running. Bumblebee is driving away, but Optimus is still like not transformed yet for some reason. And he's running and he stumbles. I don't love to see Optimus stumble, but I love how they made it look like he doesn't have perfect balance. He's gonna stumble, so that shows a lot of realistic element, like and when I saw that part when Optimus Prime was running and then he stumbles, it brought me back to the Dark of the Moon scene when the Decepticons came to invade Earth, and then Sentinel and Optimus was running, and then Sentinel shot at Optimus, and then he was like, "Autobots, retreat!"
Autobots, retreat!
And he stumbled. So that was only one time, I think, when he was running and he stumbled. But I love when they have the Autobots or the Decepticons or just Transformers in general stumble. I like to see that because that shows realistic element. Moving on, you see Decepticon stuff happening. You see tow cables being attracted to buildings, and Bumblebee comes and rescues the humans. You continue, and then you see Lockdown, I think, and he's falling from a ship, and there's a big explosion. And then you're gonna see Optimus Prime. He says, "How many more of our kind must we sacrifice?"
How many more of my kind must be sacrificed?
It changes. You see Mark Wahlberg holding his sword/gun, shooting at things. You see Stunticons throwing things, Bumblebee shooting.
Maybe not in who we are.
A lot of action going on. You see Optimus looking down, and Mark Wahlberg is like, but who we are to be, or who we can be, or something like that.
Who we can be.
And then Optimus gets smacked by Lockdown. He hits the wall. Lockdown comes again and kicks him right in the face. I was like, whoa, Optimus is always getting like beat up. Whatever. So they're running from explosions again. Then Lockdown trying to grab Mark Wahlberg. Then you begin to see Hound, and he throws his grenade, and then it explodes. Maybe it might not be the same scene. They just made it look like it was the same, because I don't think he would throw something at a ship with Bumblebee in it. So I think that's two different scenes, but they just kind of combined it to make it look like it's the same. Kind of like with Optimus and that ferry that fell on him. How could he be running from it when it smashed him? I don't know. That's different scenes. But that's how trailers do. They get you prepped up for something that might not even be exactly the way you see it. And then you begin to see that stunt car, and it begins to drive up a hill, and then it hits a guy in the face. Which, that is a good idea. I'm not gonna try this at home, but that's a good idea. I like the way they put that in there. Then you see more scenes, a lot of stunts, Optimus and the Texas chase thing. begin to see Strafe or Straff with Bumblebee. Then you begin to see Optimus Prime and Grimlock. After he goes, we need a new army.
We need a new army.
And then my favorite part of this entire trailer, in which Optimus Prime hops up a Grimlock, throws the sword, goes ninja mode, goes night, goes drift mode, and just goes berserk on these Decepticons. That was my favorite part, which I love, and I can't wait to see this movie because of all of these clips combined. I'm very excited. So, if you got any comments on this, make sure you put in the comment section below. That's all for today. Watch my reaction down below. You can see the trailer down below as well. And I'll see you later. My name is Apostle Peterman. Autobots transform and roll out. And peace from the Southeast.